Good morning, everybody. Just popping in to say hi. I know I look pretty worn out today. Kind of had a rough fibromyalgia rheumatoid arthritis moment. A good part of my morning was pretty zapped. But I guess God was just really showing me sometimes we have to stop and take that rest, be still, kind of refuel our bodies some. And so that was kind of like my morning, and now I have a little bit more energy to try to get some chicken broth canned up, and hopefully found a recipe for barbecue sauce that I'm going to try. It seems really easy, kind of a dumped together thing that I can can up, and I found that on Homestead Tessie. And I just wanted to show you a glimpse of the trees are starting to change color here. I don't know if you can see it. Look at that yellow. Isn't that yellow beautiful? And a friend of mine had a plant that she didn't know what to do with, and so she wanted to put it in my yard. And so I just wanted to show you what I'm sitting next to. Isn't that kind of pretty? Little bit of pinks. It's not a fancy plant, but you know what? It's refreshing to me, and it kind of reminds me of today, of how we can go through a season where, it's fall in many areas where our plants are dying, and it's going to soon be maybe a quiet season. I know here in Minnesota, we're soon going to hit the point of snow, and everything goes to a dormant season and different things. But you know what? I guess I wanted to talk to you about what do you do for the holidays? What do you do for Thanksgiving? What do you do for Christmas? And sometimes those holidays can be really tough. And I know our family has gone through many years of different things, but what is something that you can do different this year? Start thinking about Thanksgiving. It's October. What can you do? What are some different things that you can bring a thankfulness to your family for Thanksgiving? I mean, I'm thankful, to being able to see. I'm thankful for, be able to sit outside. Look at the weather. Look at the sky. It's beautiful. And as much as I was going to throw this plant of my friend's away, the pink of the popping through in that plant and stuff. But what are some things that you can do for Thanksgiving? Maybe you can have everybody that comes over bring over a slips of what they're thankful for in this year of 2017, or how they're thankful for family time. I know God's kind of given me some ideas. A lot of times it can be really quiet, and I'm kind of thinking don't know if it'll happen on Thanksgiving so much, but maybe Christmas, of opening our home to people that don't have a place. We go to a inner city church on Fridays. It's multicultural, and there's kids from all over the country that you kind of wonder, do they have family here? And how fun would that be for them to each bring a dish from their country and be able to all get together. And if it's not at my house, we may do it at the church. And it's like, what can you think outside of the box that if you're alone or if it's really quiet, but what can you do to bring people together to make it a fun time, a fun gathering? I know I have one of my kids live 100 miles away, and he expressed how come Christmas time, he doesn't want to have to travel very far. And so it might be that we don't get together on Christmas. We do it a different day. I know my heart and my world has been, I wanted to be that house that they all came together at. And I now have come to the conclusion that, it may not be the way I want to or want it. But it doesn't mean it can't happen, and it doesn't mean that gatherings can't happen. And so And how can I do it in a way, now that my youngest is 20, and I can lean on her help a little bit more, and I don't have to be that superwoman that I thought I had to be, that I think God has just made it plain where you're not going to accomplish it all in one day, and it's not maybe going to look the way you want it to. But how can you bring joy and happiness to your family? How can you add a piece of you to it? Or, bring that person that you know that maybe doesn't know how to cook or how to bake. Invite them over. Show them a skill. Go volunteer at, here we have, and I'm sure it's in other places, Feed My Starving Children. How fun would that be to get a family together and go fill meal packets to bless somebody that you may never see? But what can you do to make a difference in this world? Where can you put your handprint upon this world that needs so many blessings? Or where can you put your handprint on somebody's life? And where can you just be you? Today I feel like I'm really showing the rawness of just being me. Of, oh my goodness, I see all the tiredness and the blah and whatever. But it's like I've been challenged to just be me. Show me that there's days, this is me. This is Grandma So Happy. But you know what? In my heart, I'm happy. My heart is full. I've got little things I can work on. I have a roof over my head. Is there somebody that doesn't have a place to live? I have a dear friend in Connecticut that is walking away from a very old home. And she's looking for a place to stay in, even if it's through the winter. She's gone through some different things in her life, but my heart has been is how can someone be a blessing to her to help her in this transition? So how can you be that blessing? How can you be that blessing to someone? Sorry. So I guess that's kind of what I've been thinking about. It's been on my heart lately is what can you do to bless somebody else? What can you do to open up your heart? Open up your hands. To take our hands and go, open them like that. And be able to say, God, use me. What do you want me to do? Like open up both your hands and say, God, I'm here. I'm here. How can you use me to help somebody else? What skill do you have that you can teach to somebody else? Is it sewing? Is it carpentry? Is it electronics? Is it plumbing? Is it canning? Is it teaching a mom how to organize her home? Is it being that blessing to that mom, just to encourage her, just to call her? Hey guys, how can you be a blessing to somebody? Can it be taking that young man and going for a Coke or for a hamburger and being able to say, how's life? I want to encourage you men out there that if you are attending church, or even if you're not, I want to challenge you when you see those kids, and those kids that you may not know if they have a parent, a father, or even a mother at home, walk up and encourage that young person. Walk up and say, hey, it's glad to see you here. I just want to tell you that you're going to do great things in this world. Speak life to the young person. Let them know you're glad they're there. These kids in this world so many times, with the suicide rates and kids running off in different places, not feeling welcomed or not feeling that anybody even notices they're there. I have a dear friend, she's 70, and she was telling me how one day she felt led to walk up to somebody, and I forget where she was, and just say hello. And as she said hello to this lady started to weep. And she said, and so my friend, who is an amazing lady that speaks life and encouragement to people, was just telling this lady, well, I just want to tell you that you're an amazing person. And I just hope you have a good day. And this lady started to pour out her heart. Well, what my friend didn't know is this lady was contemplating suicide. And because my friend sat down and how God used her to encourage this lady, she had hope. And now this lady moved in with her daughter, and her life is better. Like, she sees how she has a purpose. And that's what I want to encourage you. That's something that's just been, how can you be an encouragement to somebody? How can you be that blessing? How can your hand of what you do be a blessing to somebody else and encourage them? So this is Grandma So Happy saying, be so happy with what you are and who you are to touch somebody else's world. Step out. Fall. I remember fall. Fall into the season of being grateful, but also touching somebody else's life. You can do it. You can do it. Be happy. Be amazing. Share you to somebody else's life. But remember those young people that need to know that they're important. If you're in a surrounding that it would be comfortable, put your arm around and get half a hug and say, way to go, to that person. And you know what? I just want to say thank you for being a blessing to somebody. Thank you for reaching out and helping somebody. Thank you for being used as that tool to change somebody else's life. Fall into the beauty of fall. The beauty, the beautiful sky. Grandma So Happy saying, till next time, let Jesus use you to be mighty for him. Fall into him. Fall into the Lord.